What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? How the heck are you tonight? So, Bitcoin trying to recover a little bit. All right, thought we'd hop on, have a little bit of a stream here before our special Patreon-only stream at 7:30 tonight, featuring Maximus Crypto and the one and only Rule Black, baby. Check it out. Check it out. All right, let's get into it. We got some nice things to talk about today, guys. Bitcoin climbs back up over 110,800. Can we close above 110,000? Probably, yeah, probably. I would think so. But I still do think we have to come back down here, guys, to about 108,200 at some point. I do think we will retest that level. Let's put in a little line there. I think we will come back down and test that level at some point. Let's clean things up just a little bit here. Get rid of some of this stuff. There we go. Clean it up. There we go. All right. I got rid of a line on accident there, but I got to put another line in down here at 104,000 because I do think that we could, in a worst case scenario, come down there right about there. So that's your worst case scenario if 106 does not catch us, right? All right. What's up, man? What's going on, guys? Feeling good, feeling great. Let's get into the chat. We got two super chats to get into. Jeff, what's up, my guy? Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Ari, good to see you, Ari. Hope you're feeling much better. I'm feeling okay. So here I am. I wanted to get in another quick live stream with you guys before the Patreon live stream with Max and Rue. So make sure you guys are over there for that at 7:30. That is in about 2 hours from now. We will be live on location over on the Patreon. Let's get into the chat just a wee bit. William, good to see you, buddy. Jovan, what's up, buddy? NFL is back. Happy to not check the portfolio every few hours. Let's go. Yes. Hockey's back this month as well, my friends. Paul, good to see you, buddy. H. Barbarina in the house. Easy. Nope. Done in 2025. Catch everyone off guard. Let's go. Alfredo, what's going on, man? Ari, Cookie. Absolutely, Cookie. Easy. Does that break the 4-year cycle if we go into 2026? Not if the altcoins do. Only if Bitcoin does. Gerald bought Quant today. Nice. Good pickup, my friend. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We have 143 people watching. We have 56 likes. Smash it, whack it, crack it, get it up there, guys. Let's go. Let's get to 100 likes on the stream. Go time. What's up, my guy? Good to see you. There she is. Gamma Goddess in the house. Let's continue to stay focused. Keep our bags packed so we can get this money. Amen to that. Carlos, I sold my car. Do you know how much I sacrifice? Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to chip away because, listen, you can buy a new car. You can buy a new guitar later, right? Absolutely, you can. And in the meantime, guys, you know, you can get angry, you can get upset, and you can be this guy.
You know how much I sacrifice?
You love it. You love it. Classic. We're bringing back the classics today. Fast Freddy in the house. What's going on, my guy? Good to see you. Long time no see. Venom, Jasmine, absolutely, man. John, blessings, my friend. Super fantastic. Smash the likes, says John 316. Absolutely. What is a good DCA exit strategy? The percentage 15, 15, 20, 50, etc. member of the 10 percenters. It depends on the size of your bag, but if you have an average size bag, I'd say just, 25, 25, 25, 25 is probably your safest bet, my guy. Venom, start my second job in September 15th. My second income is going all into crypto. I wanted to be financially free so bad. That is what I love to hear, my friend. Grind it out. Amen. Absolutely, man. DH, what's up, man? Yo, good to see you. Sold the red truck. DCA time incoming. What should I put 10K into? Ask me on the Patreon and I will hold your hand through it, my friend. Made it already. Did the push-ups. There you go. There you go. Carlos, Rob, how are you, sir? Which project do you think will do better? Swiftcoin. Swiftcoin, hands down. The Swiftcoin spike was interesting. Yes, it was. Absolutely. Kathleen, what's going on? Are you planning to drop any new low-cap gems for the Patreon soon? Yes, actually, I am looking at a couple, actually, now that you mention it. Yes, 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 yes. Milk Money in the house says, hit the likes, not the nuts. Absolutely, man. Guys, listen, also, we just opened up a new Copy Pro trade over on the Patreon swing trade tier, and I am glad to say that right now I'm up about 15% on that trade. So if you want to get in, guys, the one that we just closed out this morning, I told you guys earlier, we closed out a trade this morning on a short on World Liberty Financial. We nailed a 1,400% return on that. So guys, get over to the swing trade tier. You're missing out. Again, I will be doing. I did a Copy Pro trade video this morning, opening up that pro trade. I'm up 15% right now. I will be doing an updated video this evening on it before the live. So get over to the Patreon, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Market's going down. We're making money still. Rise above. What's going on? Hope you feel better. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Carlos, Rob, what are your thoughts on LVVA? I have never heard of it, my friend. EZ, you see the past NHL playoff salary cap? No, I have not seen it yet. I got to look into it still. What's the M2 look like? Just hit a new all-time high the day before yesterday, I want to say. I believe. Yeah. I believe it just hit a new all-time high yesterday. Yep. Looking good. What else is looking good? You know what, guys? Now, we looked at this stuff the other day. Let's look at it again. So this is Bitcoin. Okay. Let's have a looky-loo. We were looking at this stuff over on the Patreon Live, I want to say yesterday. So let's have a look first at the Russell. Okay, guys, I'm telling you right now, everything is ready to pop here, okay? Everything. All right, so what you're looking at right now, look at the Russell's turned back up again today. So what you're looking at is the Russell. Most of you guys, if you've been here for a while, you know what the Russell is. The Russell is low cap stocks, which is basically like the altcoin market for the stock market, right? So basically what it represents is risk on appetite, right? Or appetite for risk on assets. Now, whenever the Russell goes parabolic, so too does the altcoins in crypto. Back here, we saw the Russell back in the 2021 bull run go parabolic. And guess what? So did the altcoins at the exact same time. Now, here is the all-time high for the Russell. I'm a little bit high, actually. There we go. For the Russell from 2021, we peaked there. We are just about to break the all-time high again. We're very close to it. We rejected off it over here back in November, and we had this V-shaped, this sharp drop, followed by this V-shaped recovery, right? Now, I want to take you back to the last bull run, 2021, right? So here's the all-time high from the 2017 for the Russell, right? Now, look what happened. We came close to rejecting off. We had a sharp decline followed by a massive V-shaped recovery. We went sideways a little bit here, chopped up. Once we broke through the previous cycle's all-time high, we went parabolic on the altcoins, right? Well, fast forward to today, we've rejected off back in November the previous cycle's all-time high from 2021. Sharp rejection, caught support, V-shaped recovery, a little bit of sideways action, choppy action, and we should mirror, if we're mirroring this, we should, once we break through the previous cycle all-time high back here, we should go parabolic again, guys. That's how close we are to things going crazy. And it's not just one metric, my friends. It's not just one metric, right? If we go look at the Bitcoin dominance, have a look. Exactly the same thing. Getting ready to completely break down. We bounced off support here on the Bitcoin dominance, right? We've had a little bit of an uptick today. A lot of people are expecting the Bitcoin dominance to come up, hit resistance here at 59.44, maybe even hit resistance at 60, and then come back down again, right? A little bit of a dead cat bounce is entirely possible between now and maybe the rate cut, right? But either way, guys, we're just waiting for the Russell to break through the previous cycle all-time high. We're waiting for Bitcoin dominance to break down below support here, right? We're right on the edge here, guys. And if we go over to the, let's look at the total 3, right? Same thing. Oh, have a look. Total 3, getting ready to break out past, if we go back in time, the all-time high from the previous cycle, 2021 cycle. There's the high, right? We broke above it a couple of times here, but we couldn't sustain. We're getting ready to smash above the all-time high for the total 3. Same thing. Guys, so many different metrics are right there. They just need that little push, and everything's going to go nuts, in my opinion, right? Not these nuts, just nuts, okay? So just hang on, right? Just hang on. Droop. We read that already. Andy, my guy, what's up, brother? 50 push-ups. Absolutely, man. Nia, what's going on? Did you hear about the Pokemon NFTs? I did not. I've been sick, so I haven't really been up to date on that. I'm going to have to check it out, though. Quinton, what's up, buddy? I see you, my dude. I see you. All right, let's get into the news briefly here, guys. See what's going on around the market. All right, let's get into it here. We're all caught up in the chat. All right, so the SEC proposes major crypto rule changes in new agenda. AF, guys, believe on Rob's analysis. We're all patiently waiting. There you go. So, the SEC has released its regulatory roadmap Thursday, dedicating nearly half of the 20 proposed rules to the digital asset reform. The comprehensive agenda signals a dramatic shift towards crypto-friendly policies under the current leadership. Proposed changes include creating specific frameworks for crypto assets issuance and trading. The SEC plans to establish clear exemptions and safe harbors for digital assets offerings, addressing long-standing industry concerns about regulatory clarity. Exchange trading represents another major focus area. New rules would permit crypto assets to trade on national security exchanges and alternative trading systems, potentially integrating digital assets with traditional finance infrastructure. The agenda also plans to redefine fundamental terms like dealer and broker as they apply to cryptocurrency operations. These definitions have remained largely unchanged since New Deal era legislation established current frameworks. Compliance burden reduction for product companies forms part of the broader reform package. The proposed changes aim to streamline shareholder proposal process and rationalize disclosure requirements across various market sectors. Chairman Paul Atkins emphasizes the Commission's renewed focus on supporting innovation while maintaining investor protection standards. The regulatory approach contrasts sharply with previous administration policies that emphasized enforcement over guidance. Gary Gensler, shots fired. Digital asset markets worth $3.8 trillion collectively represents a small fraction of the $120 trillion in traditional market cap markets under the SEC's oversight. However, the agency's emphasis reflects crypto's growing mainstream adoption. Market participants have long sought tailored regulations enabling deeper integration between digital assets and traditional finance. The proposed rules could facilitate institutional participation while maintaining necessary compliance frameworks. Previous enforcement actions against major exchanges have been dropped as part of the policy shift towards accommodation rather than confrontation with the digital asset industry. I am Jasmine. We're all Jasmine. Missed you, brother. Push-ups and spell token in full effect. Nice. Can't wait for the market to go D's nuts. If BTC tops between late November and mid-December, which would you personally consider safest to be out of the crypto markets? Well, I mean, that depends. Our exit strategies are over on the Patreon. If you need a tailored exit profit-taking plan and when you should be out of the market, join me and thousands of other members over on the Patreon, where we're doing live streams helping everybody take profits and roll profits around and make sure they're getting out of the market with their profits intact. Otaku, what's up, buddy? Hope you're feeling better, Rob. You sound better today. Absolutely. Did you get your tickets yet, brother? They're only going to get more expensive as we get closer and closer to the date, just so you know. Also, when you buy your ticket, if you use the discount code capital letters VIP, you'll get a discount on that, brother. So make sure you use that when you buy your get your package. I got my hotel room and my tickets to the Bitcoin conference all in one package, so it's just easier that way, right? All right, what else do we got? Let's just segue over to Squawk Box, guys. Lisa Cook's legal battles. Lisa Cook's legal battle, former Fed counsel Scott Alvarez on what's next. I love following this story, guys.
Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pulte saying he's going to hold a press conference tomorrow morning with what he says is new information connected to Fed Governor Lisa Cook's mortgages. Meanwhile, Cook's legal team blasting the Trump administration in a series of new court filings. Cook is asserting that the White House lacks valid grounds to fire her for, quote, cause. Joining us right now with the latest is Scott Alvarez, who served as general counsel to the Fed Board of Governors. He's now an adjunct professor with the George Washington University Law School. Good morning to you. We also heard from her effectively saying that she didn't commit mortgage fraud. It's the first sort of full-throated defense, though limited in terms of any detail. Do you think she's supposed to come out and say something very specific about these allegations or not?
So I don't think she's set that up in this court case. Right now, she wants a decision based just on the president's order and what he used to make that order, which is simply the allegation from Bill Pulte. She's saying that she was denied due process, and so she's looking for another proceeding to have the facts come out on the mortgages, if there is indeed any issue there.
The reason I ask is there's the court, and then there's the court of public opinion, and how much you think that matters in this type of context, given the role that she's in.
So the court of public opinion is very important. She's in a tough spot because if she's able to stay on the FOMC for its next meeting, and she votes to lower rates, there's going to always be the question, is that based on the data or is that to preserve her position? On the other hand, if she votes against raising rates, or lowering rates rather, if she votes to raise rates, then folks may wonder what her basis is for that. Is that retaliation for the president's attempt to get her off the board? She's in a tough spot that way. I don't know if putting more information out will solve that problem for her. It's probably a little more complicated than we all think, and that may be why she's not issuing a special release of information.
What do you think about the strength of the president's case to fire her?
So I think that the allegation is not cause. No court has found that a simple allegation without a basis to it is in fact a cause. It'll be interesting to see what the Supreme Court thinks about that. I think what's going on right now is very important because she's asking for a TRO and then a summary judgment, which means TRO is not appealable. Summary judgment would be appealable, but that would be a case on the merits. The Department of Justice is asking for something different. they want to convert the TRO into a request for a preliminary injunction. That is appealable. If the court does that, then they could go directly to the Supreme Court or through the Court of Appeals to the Supreme Court, right, to decide whether she can stay on the board meeting in September.
Scott, let me ask you a slightly different question. There was an interesting sort of component part of her filing, which is that she sued not only the White House and the president, but she sued the Fed itself, and she sued Jay Powell. And there's some people who've looked at that and said that's a way to try to protect the Fed and maybe even protect Jay Powell from making decisions that would have otherwise been adverse to her, or worse, putting him in a position, if he didn't do something related to her, that he could therefore be fired for cause. Can you speak to that sort of legal game going on, if that's what's happening?
Sure. I think it's natural that she should sue the board and Jay Powell as part of this action, because she wants an order from the court that says to the Fed and to the chair, you can't remove me based on the president's letter. Let this play out in a court before you take action at the Fed. And that does protect her and her position, because the Fed wouldn't act separately from the court. But it also does protect the Fed, because then they'll have clear guidance from the court on what to do, whether she should stay or not stay.
Hey, Scott, that aspect makes sense to me. Just the idea that, you know, someone has a chance to prove their innocence, to prove they're not guilty in a situation like this. But based on what we've seen, if the evidence is true from what we've seen from Bill Pulte, it's pretty hard to justify having 3 homes where you said each is your primary residence and you've been renting some of them out.
Oof.
So that is a little more complicated than it sounds, because the real question isn't, anybody who's been through the mortgage application process knows there's a lot of information that is provided to the bank, and that information can change during the process of getting a mortgage.
Yeah, but I also know, as somebody who owns multiple homes, that the bank wants to know if it's your first or second, because if it's not your primary house, you're going to have to pay a higher rate, because you are far more likely to walk away from that investment than a home you're living in.
People keep saying it's complicated. It's easy to make mistakes. She's deciding on monetary policy. I'm sorry it's complicated, but you know, you got a big job here.
True, but think of a person who
you can't figure out how to fill out your mortgage applications properly. It was a mistake. It's complicated, but you're supposed to be trusted making monetary policy. That's simpler.
Has say a congressman or anybody working in Washington that has a primary home in some state, and then they get a job in DC that's going to be temporary. They need a place to live there. Some states provide that if you live 180 days or more in a particular home, you have to declare that as a primary residence. But you may already have a mortgage that says you have a primary residence somewhere else.
But she did. Those 2 mortgages she took out were within 2 weeks of each other. I can understand there are some circumstances. For example, if you are serving in the military, you can do that. You can buy a home and list it as your primary if you're doing it for, let's say, an older relative or a child with disabilities. There are some reasons for that. If it were that simple, why hasn't she just said that instead of going through this entire rigmarole and saying it was a clerical error?
Yeah, I don't know the reasons for her approach to what she's saying publicly. I just know that there are situations where this could be, you know, it's a question of what the banks know and what she's told the banks, which is more than what's on the application. We'll eventually find this out, but that hasn't been revealed so far.
So it's a clerical error for her mortgages, right? It's a clerical error. She can't figure that out, but she's supposed to decide monetary policy? What? So either you're lying and you tried to commit fraud, or you're incompetent and you shouldn't be working at the Federal Reserve. Which one is it, right? Jake the Snake, Roberto, could you look at silver, por favor? I got you. I got you, buddy. I got you. Silver, $40.59, almost 60 cents. I'm shocked. I thought we were coming back down to test support at $35.87. Looks like we may correct back down here to $39.29 to test support. before moving further. But I think silver's going to keep moving up at this point, man. Looking good, buddy. Looking good. Jake the Snake Otaku, let chaos reign. Absolutely, man. Hugo says, I didn't listen to Rob. The Trump coin 2.0 hit me square in the nards. Don't be like me. Save your nards. Listen to Rob. He knows things. Absolutely. A guy, 50 push-ups, brother, 50 push-ups. There she is, Gamma. We appreciate you, Rob. Thank you for all you do. Oh, absolutely, Gamma. Absolutely. I appreciate you, too. Outposts. FYI, Hedera selected for Wyoming's Frontier Stable token. The first U.S. state issued. Nice. Bullish for H-Bar. We love H-Bar on the channel, man. A guy says, hope everyone in the crypto fam is doing well today. Jared, what's up, man? 50 push-ups, long day at work, but DCA'd makes it better. Welcome, Andre, to the members side. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the family, my friend. Awesome to have you. What else do we got? DH, they taxed Trump half a bill for a clerical error. Yeah, exactly, because of who he is, right? Fridge, what's up, buddy? I'm feeling a little bit better. What else do we got? Hybrid Dad, are we getting rescheduled for the one-on-one calls? Yes, we are. Let me finish recovering. Gamma God says, yes, one more day. A guy? Yes, absolutely. There's a mosquito or something buzzing around here. All right, let's continue on here. Let's keep it going, keep it growing. Let's keep it going. Okay, crypto market set for bull run through the rest of 2025. Major institutional players, including VanEck, Galaxy Digital, and Coinbase Institutional, anticipate significant market developments in cryptocurrencies throughout 2025, with projections indicating major impacts on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the DeFi sector. These predictions are vital as they signal the potential growth in crypto institutional investments and regulatory influences, shaping both investor sentiment and market trajectories profoundly. The cryptocurrency landscape is gearing up for a potential bull market in 2025. Key institutional players and analysts from firms like VanEck, Galaxy Digital, and Coinbase anticipate significant growth, fostering an increase in market activity and values. Major crypto entities predict robust gains fueled by institutional investments and adoption. The projected rise in asset values points to increased engagement from corporate and national state sectors, furthering Bitcoin and Ethereum's influence in 2025. Predictions of institutional growth highlight expected increases in Bitcoin and Ethereum's value. This outlook reflects optimism in the crypto space, supported by a rise in both on-chain activity and regulatory clarity. According to leading industry experts, institutional investments into Bitcoin and Ethereum are seen as game changers. Historical trends suggest these actions could lower volatility while bolstering market stability. Industry figures emphasize the role of new exchange-traded products projected to drive substantial asset investments. We will have new ETFs being issued next year. The likes of Solana, H-Bar, Litecoin, so on and so forth, right? Similar to past boom cycles, the expected developments echo prior bull markets, like those in 2017 and the 2020-2021 that saw rapid capital inflows and institutional adoption, leading to price surges before corrections occurred. Experts forecast that institutional adoption could lead to long-term market strength, mirroring the impact of gold ETFs in 2004. Predictions of market progression parallel past dynamics, say that 3 times fast, indicating potential record highs in digital asset values. We are getting ready for liftoff. Oh, Taku says, don't forget to check out Crypto Futures Patreon if you want to join the secret society of weirdos. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Listen, like I said at the beginning of the stream, we just opened up a new Copy Pro trade over there today. I'm up 15% on that right now. I will be doing an update video on it this evening. And we just closed out this morning another short that we had put in with a 1,400% return. While the market is red, we are flipping the script and making passive income, guys. All right, what else? Let's segue back over to Squawk Box one more time, guys. What do we got? Surprised at how resilient the market is. This is from this morning. Check it out.
Stock markets, the Fed, investing in sports, and much more. Joining us right now is Mark Lasry. He is Avenue Capital Group Chairman, the CEO, and the co-founder. Also a good friend of Squawk, and it's great to have you here, Mark.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I want to dig into sports, but let's hold off on that because I think it's probably more important to talk broader markets right now. There's a lot of questions about what's going to happen with the tariffs right now.
Yep.
Those questions didn't seem to do very well for the stock market yesterday because it just means more uncertainty. You're on the record from back in March saying that all of these tariffs would not be good for the economy, that it would be very hard for the economy to survive with them. Have you changed your thought process after what you've seen the last 6 months or so?
I've actually been surprised at how resilient the market is. I really have. But I do think as you have higher tariffs, you just have higher pricing. And the economy has been able to deal with that. So I guess for me, I actually thought if you had higher tariffs, you were going to have lower rates. And you're still a little ways away from that. But everything's about the economy. So if the economy is holding up, tariffs are fine. If the economy isn't holding up, then you better either have lower rates or lower tariffs.
What do you do as an expert in distressed debt? Where do you find things these days? Where are opportunities? Have you been irritated that you haven't been able to find better deals?
Yeah, it's harder. I'm not going to tell you it's not. You need problems. So I think for us, the only thing we're really doing today is more, there's less distress, but you're lending money. People need capital. They need short-term capital. So we've been doing that. You've got more opportunities, I would say, in Europe. You've got more opportunities in Asia. The US market has been really resilient. So I think for us, there's just less to do here.
Who do you lend money to in places like Europe and Asia, and what kind of rates can you get?
You're able to get about, I would say, sort of 12, 15%.
12 to 15%.
Yeah. People need money. They need short-term capital. So people lend. Nobody can survive if they're borrowing money at 12, 15 for 5 years, right? Everybody, it's more for a year, 2 years until they sort of turn things around. But a lot of it is they've got the assets there. So for us, we're happy to lend. The problem for a bank is a bank's going to look at that and say, look, I only want to lend to you if you've got a certain amount of cash flow. For us, we're happy to do it based on the value of the assets.
Because you get the asset if anything goes awry. If the Fed lowers rates, how does that change that business for you?
It changes it. I mean, you're going to be charging less. I mean, normally what you're doing is you're charging somewhere around sort of 500, 700 over SOFR. So wherever SOFR is, it's the same thing for us.
And I would assume that normally if the Fed's lowering rates, it's because the economy's in trouble somewhere else, so you could swing back into the distress side. Do you see that happening this time around?
I think it takes time. I think rates, if they go down, they'll go down about 50 bips. I don't think they're really going to go down 1% or 2%. So I think the perception is that things are going to be better. People will be able to borrow. You need to have rates go down 1 or 2%, which means that there's real problems in the economy.
Do market valuations at this point make sense to you? We've heard a lot of people saying, hey, it's really expensive right now, but then we have people saying earnings keep delivering.
I think it's expensive. I mean, for what we do, we like to buy things at a discount. I think today it's hard to buy those things at a discount, and that's fine. You just wait. You just have to be patient. I think you get in trouble when you feel like you've got to do things you normally don't do. So for us, if we're not seeing opportunities here, we'll go to Europe, we'll go to Asia. There's always people who need money around the world, and we're a global firm, so we can find that.
We just had the CEO of a Blue Owl on, and we were talking just about how in private equity land, there's so much so many assets that are just locked up.
Yep.
Nobody can exit anything right now. And there's also a move afoot to democratize private equity and venture capital into 401k plans and other things through these sort of semi-liquid vehicles. And whether this is going to be a great boon and a fabulous thing for retail investors and others, or this is going to be some kind of crazy exit opportunity for private equity folks who've been locked in something to hand it off to those who may not know exactly what's happening.
Look, it's a great question. I think it's hard. I think it's hard to end up having something that is illiquid and very much illiquid, and having private investors come in who love liquidity. That to me is really the issue. It's not being sold, look, give us money and you got to hold on and it'll be fine for 10 years. It's give us capital, that's fine, and we're going to provide you liquidity. Look, to me, you've just got to be logical. If you're giving somebody money for 10 years, you can't expect that you're going to have liquidity next month or next year. And that's what you're having in all these, I think all these programs that are being set up is this perception that you're going to have liquidity when I don't think it's really going to be there.
And therefore that's going to do what? Oh, it's going to take down this whole alts idea? I mean, does it end well? Does it end badly? I do think long-term, you'd think the idea of allowing people in their 401ks to get access to, opportunities that have worked out a lot better for, frankly, wealthy people who've had access to it should be a good thing. But you speak to the sort of the peril of it at the same time.
I think to me, when you're investing in private equity, you're saying, I don't mind having my money locked up for 10 years. Right. I think for small investors, that's just very different. I really do. Because they don't have access to capital as easily. So if there's a problem and they need that capital, they're going to end up having to sell that at a big discount. Yeah. And there'll be people like me who will buy that at a discount. And ultimately, that's not great for a small investor. That's all.
Exactly. The average person has to be liquid, right? Has to be liquid for them. Big Mike, what's up, buddy? Big Rob, keep them swing trades coming, brother. Hurry up and join the family. You're seriously missing out. We're still making money. Absolutely, brother. We are still rolling in it, man. Like I said, last time I checked, about an hour ago, I was up on that open trade we have right now. I'm up about 15% on that. Hopefully up higher by now. But yeah, get over there, guys. Jump over to the Patreon. You're definitely missing out on our swing trades and our Copy Pro trading as well. Bitcoin climbed all the way back up to 111,400. The crypto future live stream effect. Andre, what's up, Rob? New member here. Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family. Awesome to have you, my friend. Awesome to have you. What do we got? Meredith, what's up, buddy? My guy, sandbagging all my dry powder. There you go. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Otaku, just bought my tickets to 2026. Can't wait to see you in Vegas, brother. Absolutely. We're going to have a great time, man. 4 days of debauchery, right? We're going to make so much content. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. Bloisey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, guys, I got to get ready for the live stream over on the Patreon. We will be live at about 7:30, a little over an hour from now. Me, Maximus Crypto, and Rule Black. And guess what we're going to be talking about, guys? We're going to be dropping some Zbeck Alpha. You're not going to want to miss it. Get over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Join our swing trading. Join our Copy Pro trading. Join our live streams, our weekend community events, open mic sessions, educational content, technical analysis training, and so much more, guys. It's the price of a cup of coffee. Are you kidding me? Check it out today. The link is down below. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.